Coming up next on Jersey Matters, we begin at the district office of Congressman Leonard Lance and talk to him about what he expects from the first 100 days of the Trump administration. Then we talk to the head of the Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey about a possible infrastructure bill to fix New Jersey roads and bridges. And the foremost expert on Chris Christie talks about the strained relationship between Christie and Donald Trump. Those stories and a whole lot more because Jersey Matters. Hello and welcome to Jersey Matters. We come to you this week from the district office in Westfield, New Jersey, of Congressman Leonard Lance, Republican for the 7th District, who just got back from Washington after being sworn in for his 5th term. Congratulations on your re-election. Congratulations on being sworn in. I know that must be a big moment for you and your family.
I'm honored to be able to continue to serve North Central New Jersey in the Congress.
And you're back in Westfield, and you're going to go back to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration, but many of your colleagues on the Democratic side will not be joining you. There is a boycott by dozens of Democrats. What are your feelings about that?
I'm honored to participate in the inaugural ceremony. The inaugural ceremony is actually a congressional event, and it's the Congress who invite the new president and the new vice president to come up to Capitol Hill to be sworn into office. And I was at the inaugural ceremony for President Obama in 2009, and again for President Obama in 2013, and I certainly will be at the inaugural ceremony for President Trump.
The boycott by so many members, does that set a dangerous precedent? Is this the new politics now? Will Republicans, the next time the Democrats put in, be boycotting?
It may be a new normal, but I hope not, and it's not a new normal for me. And I try to have a sense of American history, and I want to continue to participate in these ceremonies to the extent possible, given the fact that the people of North Central New Jersey have permitted me to serve in the House of Representatives.
Much is being made of President-elect Donald Trump's first 100 days, as normally is with a newly elected president. It seems on many things that Congress and Donald Trump have competing agendas. What would you like to see happen in the first 100 days?
I think we should begin the process of replacing Obamacare. I don't favor going back to the system that existed before the enactment of Obamacare, but I think it needs significant revision. The term we use is repeal and replace is an extremely important part of that. I also think we have to begin the process of fundamental tax reform. I think this process may take more than 100 days, but I would hope by our recess in August we might have made fundamental changes in both of those important issues of public policy. And the first year of a presidency is usually the year where the most initiative can occur, and that's understandable, and that's historical. This would not be the first time that could occur. And I hope that the Congress will work with the new president and that the new president will work with the Congress.
There has been a lot of conversation about when repeal and replace would happen. The president-elect says it's going to happen simultaneously. Speaker Ryan disagrees with that a little bit. Majority Leader McConnell said we're going to do it piecemeal. So there's 3 different approaches out there. What is possible?
I don't want to have a system where there is not a replacement effective when the new law becomes effective. In other words, if we modify the program, it has to be over a several-year period. I think the discussion is that it will be a phase-in perhaps over 2 or 3 years. That doesn't mean legislation cannot be enacted this winter or spring, but there's going to be a phase-in so that people will know how to proceed moving forward.
And the phase-in is specifically is for the 20 million people who are looking for insurance so that they aren't just don't find themselves with no insurance the next day.
That's correct. Now, many of those are based upon the expansion of Medicaid, and the highest percentage of new enrollees in health insurance programs are through the Medicaid program, and of course the Medicaid program has significant financial difficulties moving forward over the next generation, and so we're going to have to be analyzing how to move forward with the Medicaid program.
Right as we're having this conversation, Dr. Price is going through his confirmation hearings. Have you worked with him in Congress?
Yes, I know Tom Price, and my wife and I know his wife Betty, who is also a medical doctor, who is a member of the Georgia State Legislature, and so Tom Price has a familiarity with this issue not only from the perspective of Washington, but also of the perspective of state capitals.
The one issue where there seems to be some disparity between Congress and the president-elect, and that is with an infrastructure bill. Mm-hmm. President Trump, when he becomes president, has said that he is going to push that almost immediately. Congress wants to know how it's going to be paid for. Mm-hmm. Where do you stand on this?
I would like to see how it's going to be paid for. I do think we need infrastructure improvement in this country, and as an example here on the East Coast, a tunnel underneath the Hudson River that will take 10 or 15 years, I suppose, actually to build.
And when we come back, Congressman, I'd like to stay in New Jersey. I want to talk about your legislation for the Blue Line. I also want to talk about your legislation to expand health coverage to cover opioid use in the state of New Jersey when Jersey Matters continues.